Why do you get poorer even though things are more convenient and things are getting cheaper with sales all year round? Well, it's not inflation, it's definitely not your income or salary, nor is it the economy. It is actually something sneakier, and that is what is affecting many middle class people. Let me share with you why. So there's this idea in economics called the Jevons Paradox. Sounds fancy, but it actually came from a very real crisis in the 1800s. Back then, everything was running on coal. And Britain in particularly are using a lot of this because businesses are booming, factories are producing, and steam engines was found everywhere. Because of that, Britain was so afraid that they are running out of these coal resources. If that's the case, things are going to be more expensive, and definitely it is not going to sustain the economy. That is why it got the engineers working, thinking how can they produce something better and more efficient. And thus came out the new improved model of the steam engine. It uses less coal, it produces more energy, and because of that, it became way cheaper to operate. So businesses saw this new opportunity and they started buying this. Turns out people are using it more factories were actually built, and the production actually expanded. In other words, the total coal consumption not only decreased, it exploded! That is when the economist back then, William Jevons, actually came up with a surprising discovery. When something gets cheaper or efficient, people don't save. Ends up, they actually spend more. And if you think about it, this is exactly how we are behaving with money today. The moment we realize that something is more efficient, convenient, or even frictionless, we consume more without realizing it. And that is why this old economic problem slowly and quietly became your personal money problem. Oh no! Let me share with you how this actually plays out in our daily life. Everyone loves to travel, me included. But when budget airlines came out, suddenly everyone came into the mode of, oh, I can go overseas and I must go overseas every single quarter or at least a year. If not, I cannot function. So the budget airline created to help you save money ends up making you spend more for the holiday. By the way, if you want to find out how can you get free travels every single year, check this video out. Now, in order to support your traveling needs, you got to work. And as you work, you are definitely going to get a pay increments now and then. Oh yeah, money, money, money. But somehow, Shopee, Lazada, Amazon, GrabFood, they also get a 30% raise. And it's not because you're irresponsible. It's because with more income, you are reducing the friction of spending. I got money what? Let's just spend it, man. And to make things worse, suddenly you saw a 40-50% discount off. That means is that you can now buy two instead of one because it's worth it what? Yes, you do save like $12, $20, but you end up spending hundreds of dollars more. And when it comes to payment, we have moved from the traditional notes payment to PayWave, PayNow, PayLab, QR codes. And even for kids in school, they're using Smart Buddy by POSB to pay instead of using real cash. Money is no longer going to feel like money anymore. Not for adults and especially not for kids. And the scary part is this. Kids will grow up losing this sense of money or value because the money never actually leaves their hand nor their wallet. It just evaporates. Then when it comes to paying that $100, why pay $100 when you can just pay $25 for 4 times? Isn't that better? Lesser and also easier? Wait a minute. Isn't it the same? Exactly! $100 is still $100, my friend. And this is what's hitting the middle class the most because we can't afford this payment. But in totality, we underestimated how much it can actually build up to. And here's the real problem. We don't overspend because things are getting more expensive. We overspend because spending just got too easy. If you think about it, convenience removes friction. Yet, at the same time, friction is what we need for us to save and spend lesser. Think about it, in the olden days, people are using physical notes, and for them to save, they have no banks to put into, or they choose not to, and they save it inside a tin can. Not the best method, but imagine they're outside without this money at home. Even if they want to spend, they can't. But when money stops feeling physical, we stop treating it like money. When payments get smaller, we forgot how big they actually adds up to. And when income rises, our expectations rise even faster. So you tell me, how can the middle class not be stressed about money? Every improvement in efficiency ends up making us spend more without us thinking. It is actually the same for those high yield saving accounts. Think about it. For you to get that 5, 6, or even 8%, you got to do a few things. Save, spend, invest, or even insure. The spending criteria, there is always that criteria. In order for you to get the 8%, you need to spend X amount of dollars. So, if they ask you to spend at least $1,000, but actually on your own, you only spend $800, you're spending 200 extra, you know. So what is supposed to help you save ends up making you spend. And this is the exact trap that Jevons discovered. The solutions becomes the problem. This is why many people feel so stuck. You earn more, but you don't feel richer. Things get cheaper, but life feels more expensive. You spend more, but enjoying less. And if you think you have a money problem, it is not. It is actually an awareness problem. Because the richest feeling is not about earning more income. Actually, it is lah. But the truth is this, it's about knowing where your money went. No, I'm not asking you to totally save and not spend a single cent. It's too extreme. You don't have to stop spending. You just need to do one thing which will help you to not be poor. And that is to add friction back into your life. Yes, friction. And here are 4 ways you can do about to increase friction in your life when it comes to money. Number 1, if you want to buy something, wait 1 day to 2 days. And when the time is up, revisit again whether you really want to buy it. Most often not, you don't want to. Forget about the discount, forget about the sales. Because end of the day, if you really want it, no discount, no sales, you'll still buy. And when it comes to buying stuff, please have a spending account separately from your main savings account. When that spending account is empty, it's empty. No guilt. You chose it. You decided. If you want to buy more, wait till next month. So, in order for this to work, you need one thing. That is to automate your salary into the spending account. And if you do not know how to do so, do check this video out as I share with you the step-by-step ways of automating this whole process. And number 3, after you spend, please do one simple task. Not difficult, but challenging. And that is to track your money. Not in monthly, but daily. When you spend, just clock. Awareness is better when it's consistent and it is down to the days. Yes, I understand it's not easy to track, and that is why number 4, you need to use tools to make this tracking possible and easy. And the key idea is to make spending visible again. If it's not visible, it defeats the purpose. So that is why we created the GoodWhale Buddy, a free tool you can use embedded into your WhatsApp, Telegram, or even Line, so that we are not restricting you. We are here to help you to see your money clearly. Once you see where you're spending, you can do something about it. And can you imagine, with your spending habits, you share this with your financial advisor, then they can guide you to be better money managers. Isn't that what you want? So, end of the day, Jevons Paradox teaches us this. You don't get poorer because prices keep rising. You get poorer because spendings become invisible. Invincible! So, you need to make your money or your spendings visible again. Once you do, I can guarantee you will feel rich again without earning a single cent more. So before you go, here's a thought. If everything is getting easier, cheaper, and more convenient, do you think it will make us learn to spend less? Or will convenience just quietly make us poorer and poorer without us knowing it? I'm curious about what you think, so leave inside the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, do like, subscribe, and also follow us for more, and share this with more people, especially if you know they're spending too much. Alright, my name is Jiashen, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye! Breaking chains, GoodWhale's here to change the game. Empower your life, build your dreams, financial freedom.